Cheryl, for convening the meeting, and thank each one of the witnesses for taking the time to come. In case you're wondering, the rose on my lapel is for the 100-year women's right to vote. I was there at the time. I was 4 years old, and I was responsible for passing it. So, thank y'all for recognizing that. We're here today to examine how natural disasters and extreme weather events pose risks to transportation infrastructure, and to assess the research and development targeted at improving the resilience of America's transportation infrastructure. Reliable and strong infrastructure is critically important to my home state of South Carolina. In the past 5 years alone, South Carolina has been impacted by a 1,000-year flood and back-to-back hurricanes. In South Carolina, we're also concerned about the impact that increased flooding frequently has on our communities. To address our state's specific concerns, the governor created the South Carolina Floodwater Commission. This commission is tasked with identifying short-term and long-term solutions to mitigate the impact of extreme weather, with one task force specifically focused on infrastructure resilience. I welcome the chance to consider the issue of infrastructure resilience and highlight the role the federal government can play in ensuring that state and local communities all have the resources necessary to make the best decision for the infrastructure planning. Further, I'm looking forward to learning more about technologies and innovations that can improve the resilience of America's transportation infrastructure systems and assets, from advanced composite materials to additive manufacturing with cement and concrete. We will also hear about some of the ambitious initiatives being undertaken at the federal, state, and local levels of government to incorporate resilience considerations into the planning, design, and construction of America's transportation infrastructure, both now and in the future. In the recent years, much of the country's transportation infrastructure has started to show its age. Across the country, from coastal communities to landlocked states, roads are in disrepair, bridges are collapsing, and tunnels are crumbling. Fortunately, great work is being done at the federal, state, and local levels of government, within industry, and among academia to improve transportation infrastructure resilience. Composite materials like those manufactured by Composite Advantage and other members of the American Composites Manufacturing Associations are already being used to rebuild and repair our crumbling infrastructure and corroding assets. This is a great example of American innovation rising to meet the challenges facing our nation. The National Institute of Standards and Technology is also working hard to help improve the resilience of American communities. From research into advanced materials and enhancing traditional materials like concrete and cement to the development of tools, standards, and guidelines, NIST has been working diligently to improve the way transportation infrastructure decisions are made, once again putting its extreme brain power to work for the American people. State agencies like Texas A&M Transportation Institute are making positive strides to improve transportation infrastructure resilience. And municipal authorities like the New York City Mayor's Office are also involved in this important work. It's encouraging to see representatives from each of these organizations here today, as the work they are doing will undoubtedly benefit officials throughout the country as they plan and prepare to build resilient considerations into their transportation infrastructure decisions. I look forward to a productive and insightful discussion with our distinguished witnesses about the risks that extreme weather events and natural disasters pose to the American transportation infrastructure, research, and activities aimed at operationalizing and incorporating resilient considerations into the planning, design, and construction of infrastructure systems and assets, and innovating in exciting ways that we can improve the resilience of America's transportation infrastructure, both now and in the future. My line of work is development. We're contractors, and this has extreme importance to me, particularly as it relates to the new products.